And welcome back, guys, to episode of the Geek Centurions. It's me, your boy Eli,
It's me, Joe.
and we are talking about She-Hulk episode 3. Is it 3 and 4? No, 4,
No, it's
4 and 5.
wait. Okay, so first episode.
We did it by itself.
And then there was a 2 and
3.
3.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, it's 4 and 5. Yes, 4 and 5.
Yes,
yeah,
we are talking about those two episodes specifically, and giving our thoughts on the show as it's going on. So, really, we can just start off by saying episode 4 continues the comedy and doing something very interesting with this show, something that's different from most Marvel shows. And that being also, we're having a Wong episode.
Obviously, I don't think. I guess it made jokes like cameo of the week stuff. Wong being in the episode mainly having to deal with his thing of a former student from Carmitage, a dropout, if you will,
Donnie Blaze.
Yeah, he's just doing some magic tricks in some
Irresponsibly.
Yeah, and especially since he kept his little sling ring or whatever they use for like portals, and he's been doing some dumb portal stuff. Wong's like, all right,
Can you get him to stop?
Yeah, can we do something about that? Because if he does a bad, he could easily just mess with the space time and stuff irresponsibly, and it'll just it'll go in all types of bad directions. And there's that's sort of the setup of the plot, and also there's a running side plot with She-Hulk in that she's trying to set up a dating profile as regular Jennifer Walters.
Yeah, because it's one of those things where like her friend's like, you're working too much. Have some fun. Go on a date.
Yeah, like relax yourself. But obviously, with her just being her regular self, she doesn't get that many
likes.
Likes or matches or whatever.
Yeah, because the joke is that Jen is more of like very like focused on her job, so she treats the dating profile kind of like if it was a job.
Yeah,
and it's not until like she has to go use her She-Hulk persona, be like, okay, I'll let loose, with She-Hulk, and that's when she gets all the likes, and that's when seeing her going through those dates is just like, wow, I have seen and or heard or have been in all these kind of situations.
Yeah, it's very sort of I guess for people who have go through dating apps and stuff. That's sort of the experience they have. Sometimes it's great. Sometimes it's just kind of
really awkward and kind of shitty.
Yeah, and most of the time it's just. It feels, she was discussing it with her her third date. It's like, I feel so demoralizing, dehumanizing, but just being like just random swipes and stuff. It just feels dehumanizing to me. Don't you agree? It's like, yeah, exactly.
And it's just like, this guy's saying all the right things. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's a little weird.
Yeah, it is, because she's just like, oh my god, this guy, he gets me. But yeah, no, in the
main plot is, like I said, it's
yeah.
Wong trying to get this guy to stop through more,
like through legal means instead of just like straight up just being like, hey, I'm gonna just,
yeah, because it's one of those things where like, dude, you're still working within the law. You still gotta do things.
Yeah, that's what She-Hulk is like, hey, listen, we have to do this through the American legal system, right? By the book. And he's like, oh, yes, the book of the Shanti? No, just American.
That was a good joke, though, too.
Yeah. Oh.
Because, if you're a Doctor Strange fan, you know what it means. It was in the movie, too, but it wasn't even used. But the standout character of the episode was Madison.
Yeah, she's this side character, this drunk groupie girl who just has to be put on the stand because she was the one that started this whole thing, because she was just teleported to Wong's, explaining everything that happened, in a very so I was sent to portal. I made a blood pact with some goat man thing. I think he was a daemon.
Yeah, it's that joke, and thankfully not so annoying because it's so easy to make that kind of character really annoying. And
I think I discussed it once. It feels like a better version of like Kat Dennings' character from the Thor movies.
yeah,
Like, so I think Kat Dennings' character got a little bit annoying in the second one, which is why I feel like by the time she comes back in the fourth one, she's very subdued, you know? But yeah,
she's not as used as much in like WandaVision.
yeah,
She actually has a more of a role in WandaVision.
Yeah. I honestly completely forgot she was in that show.
Of course you did.
But yeah, it's you know, it's a nice running gag, especially because by the end, like she actually becomes like somewhat friends with Huang, and they're watching Sopranos together, even though he keeps spoiling stuff. It's like Madison. Oh, all right, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
She calls them Wongers.
Yeah,
and like they're having like conversations about like drinks and stuff. It's fun.
Yeah, it's a nice little fun thing.
It also like it reminds you like, oh yeah, Wong can be friends with people.
Yeah, he isn't just like the I'm just the strict sorcerer supreme. It's like, no, yeah, he's
not the strict like, you know, stereotypical Asian dude, like martial arts dude. No, he can have fun.
Yeah.
If Shang-Chi was not evident when he joined them for karaoke, this is evident as much as the other one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no. Obviously, Johnny Blaze does not, listen to the warnings of Wong, and he ends up screwing up.
Yeah, he summons a bunch of demons, straight up demons.
Which, how do you feel about the name, by the way, Donnie Blaze?
I mean, I feel like it's supposed to be maybe like a reference to Johnny Blaze.
Yeah, Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider.
So, and this is what I like, is like that's such like a Marvel comedy thing to do, right? And not like MCU anything, but like in the comics, you get like these like randos with like similar name sets,
or just like kind of jobbers.
Yeah. No, you get that. So knowing that there's a guy out there whose name is Donnie Blaze, it's like, yeah, no, that there's a track record for that.
I could easily see it being like a nice one, like obviously a joke for most people, but also like a nice little like, hey, Ghost Rider is in this universe potentially. You know, the actual Johnny Blaze is out there somewhere. If we continue to see stuff pulled from the Marvel TV shows, putting them straight up into the MCU as official canon, then we could because in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. we know Robbie Reyes, he's around, but also the fact that he got his Ghost Rider powers from Johnny Blaze. So if they decide to keep pulling stuff from that stuff instead of just having it be kind of in like this weird like pseudo canon kind of thing, I could totally be like, we haven't heard plans of like them bringing Ghost Rider.
No, there's always a lot of rumors, but there's rumors, so there's no real level of authenticity in there. But aside from, just to give you like an idea of like that, there's like, I remember there was a joke in Power Man and Iron Fist book, right, where they're like, let's go meet up with Doctor Strange, but it's not Doctor Strange. It's like, what's the best way to say this? Like a Mexican knockoff.
Oh, okay.
Señor Raro.
Oh.
It's something like that. And I'm just like, that's funny. That's funny. I'm down for that.
It's just it's like a little fun little subversion, and probably the character's like, what? Where's Steven? It's, that sort of thing, right?
Yeah. And it's kind of funny. And also, like, hey, there's people like that out there. Because, like, there's a bunch of people who have just a similar name to Blaze. But anyways, obviously, shit happens. Wong's trying to fix it. Gets Shioken, who's in the middle of a date, by the way.
Yeah, because she's like...
perfect man.
Yeah.
This quote-unquote perfect man.
Yeah, and she has to,
not talking about the guy, but like his, the stuff he's saying.
Yeah, she has to be fighting demons and stuff. And she's very much like, I was on a great date. And it's like, focus, Walters. We need to finish. You got to fix this up.
And she keeps, we're not complaining, but like, just like spatting out like why she's upset.
Yeah, which I think.
I was gonna ask you that. Do you think that was a fourth wall break moment, or just her Because no one acknowledges her talking.
I don't know. I think it doesn't seem like it because she doesn't really look to the camera.
Yeah.
Whenever she does break fourth wall, she looks into the camera and talks to the audience.
Mm-hmm.
This more was like her venting out her frustrations, where it's like God damn it, I hate, it's like, taking out all her rage against these demons and stuff. Well, yeah, like I was having a great day because it happens sometimes in like various things where like, where characters in like in certain media will just straight up just be like yelling out or like being like, I was doing like thing I really liked and now I have to be put in this situation and I'm just taking out all my frustration on these guys, kind of thing. So I don't necessarily think she was breaking the fourth wall. I mean, I could see it, but usually she has that look into the camera, but yeah, she saves the day. She gets the Donnie Blaze to be like, yeah, I'm not gonna be using magic anymore because they had like a cease and desist for it, and they're like, okay, we'll agree to cease and desist. All right, I won't promise to summon demons again. And she gets back to her date. She smashes.
It's the scene.
Yeah, it's that one.
Scene from the trailer where she carries a dude in.
Yeah. No, she smashes. She definitely smashes. But it does end on a bit of a sour note because she's back in her regular form. Yeah. And the guy's just like,
"Who are you?"
"Oh, yeah, it's me. It's Jen. We had a
I'm gonna go.
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna go now. I'm so sorry. And,
Which is like. And we'll talk about this in the next episode, but that's such like funny, but also kind of like a really dark joke if you think about it.
I mean, a little bit, yeah. Like it's very much in line of like
she was being objectified.
Well, a little bit.
Okay, objectifying is a strong word.
Yeah, I think it's more. It's more of like more people. I'm guessing because obviously. In the episode, itself is like, hey, she gets more matches as She-Hulk, and it's like, okay, clearly people will like her more as She-Hulk than her regular self.
It's like they don't like her for her.
They like her for She-Hulk.
Yeah, which is what I mean. Like it's kind of like messed up if you think about it.
I mean, yeah. A little bit to a certain degree, and then the episode ends with
her getting
a copyright claim or whatever.
Because Titania, remember that lady from the first episode?
Yeah, who breaks into the courtroom. She has trademarked the name She-Hulk and is now suing Jen Walters for using the name She-Hulk. Classic copyright shenanigans.
Yeah, and that bleeds into the next episode where essentially. It's her having to deal with that and like trying to like argue, even go into court about the idea of Titania using She-Hulk. And I'll say this: I like how they tied on like some of the past plot threads into this episode. But before we go into that, the B plot.
Yeah, I mean, granted, it's not like that big of a B plot, but
no, and I could argue that the same thing with the A plot, but it was a very nice character moment.
Yeah, where it's Jennifer's friend Nikki, basically wanting her to get like better clothes and stuff, especially since she goes She-Hulk, the suit fits her, but when she turns on, there's a little regular Jen, she's too small.
She not just small. Everything she wears is like twice her size.
Yeah, it's just like it's like
I thought it was really weird when she there was a scene real quick where they're talking about her her dress size or her suit size really. She's like She-Hulk, and when she turns down, it looks really awkward. Like what is going? Oh wait, she's wearing like huge an outfit, right? Like like a big twice her size. It's like if a 12-year-old was wearing like an extra large.
Yeah, that's sort of the vibe, and she's trying.
She looks like a kid wearing trying to play dad, wearing his dress up. Yeah. It's like it was so jarring to me. I was like, why does it look so? Oh, that's why. Okay. Because I was like, this is so weird. But no, that's why it is that way. It's so funny.
Yeah, And she meets up with this, I guess, this guy who designs costumes.
Do you remember Edna from the Incredibles? That's who he is.
Yeah, yeah, it's very typical of like, he's very like, I only work with the professionals, like get them out of here and kind of thing.
Yeah.
Very,
Flamboyant.
flamboyant.
And
yeah,
fun.
like you said, Edna from The Incredibles. Like. Because straight up, she's like, oh, what do you need? Do you need fireproofing, bulletproofing, all that stuff? And it's like, no, I just need a business suit. I'm a lawyer. It's like,
fine.
well, he was always like, get out. But it's like, yeah, but like, listen, she's related to the Hulk. Did you ever work on the Hulk before? And it's like, okay, this is a challenge. All right, I can do this. All right.
Yeah, I see the challenge.
And meanwhile, back with the main plot, it's very much of like, Jen Walters has been using the name. The media named her She-Hulk, but she herself more or less accepted it at a certain point, and they're just trying to prove like, hey, like she's more or less called herself She-Hulk before. Titania trademarked the name and is using it to sell snake oil, basically, for beauty products to all her followers and stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how like she's just using the name and she's just like marking the hell out of it.
Yeah, she's like straight up like abusing it, and like heck, her Jen's like I forget if it's her brother or someone like Chad.
Brother.
Yeah, it was like, yo, I got all these She-Hulk products. I need your like sign these. It's like, that's not me. That's someone else using my name. It's like, oh,
can you still sign it though?
It's like,
that's what he should have said. That's what he should have said.
Well, instead he was like, well, I mean, you should have trademarked your name then.
Just still is funny, but it's like I feel like that way has been like more quick to funny.
Well, anyways, can you still sign it? Maybe we can make some money out of this.
Yeah. Listen. I need to pay some rent.
Yeah, and
remember, I'm living with mom and dad.
Yeah, but it does tie in to this episode does tie in with the last one because obviously she also made the dating profile as She-Hulk.
Well, not even just that; it's just like past instances where she had to like accept the fact that she's She-Hulk.
Yeah, because like it's like that's kind of like I think the main thing of the episode is just her like reconciling with the name, even though she's like always kind of been like with it.
Yeah.
Like, at this point, it's sort of like
she's starting to grow into the thought of being She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is where, like, really, I feel like it culminates in that. Which I think is where you're going with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, it essentially, like, she's upset that she can't use the word She-Hulk anymore. She's now, like...
Like, there's very moments where, like, are you over the name She-Hulk? And it's like, yeah, I'm over it. And it's like, Jen, you're crushing your stapler. Oh.
Clearly you're upset. No, I'm fine.
I'm absolutely fine.
You're turning red. I mean, you're turning greener than you should.
Yeah. So, I think that's sort of I think the main sort of through line. And yeah, she brings in her dates as well because they're like, yeah, no,
all the good ones and the bad ones.
All the good and all the bad ones. The weird ones. It's like, the ones that I don't know. And at the end, they're more or less like, yeah, no, let's, Titania, you can stop using the name She-Hulk. It's clearly Jen was using it before you, and she's more like, hey, this isn't over, all right? I'm gonna get you. At the same time, it's more or less like, it's where we sort of get the reveal of like from the other guy, like the guy who seemed perfect.
Yeah.
On the stand, he's like, would you date her if she was just Jennifer Walters? And it's like, I mean, Jen's not my type, but She-Hulk, man, She-Hulk's amazing.
Yeah, yeah, and that's kind of like the and that's what I mean. Like, it's kind of like a little like mess. Okay, again, maybe dark is a little too strong of a word, but like kind of like really weird, and where like everyone has a type.
It's a bit too real, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's a little too like real. Like, oh, it's like you have like everyone has a type.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I totally get that, and it's totally understandable. I have a type, you have a type, everyone has a type.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it seems like this weird, like, unintentional objectification, that's what I'm saying,
Okay.
Like, where he only sees her as She-Hulk. Not, like, he only sees the big, tall, green, strong death by snoo lady.
Yeah.
And that's all he's interested in. But and Jen, who's like really this like really great person, kind, funny, sweet. But like people don't notice that, you know. It's kind of like this weird like idea of like appearances kind of like at the end of the day still do matter. Even though people were like, "Oh, appearances don't matter." No, it still does matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that is sort of a thing with that. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I think yeah. I get what you're going with here.
Mm-hmm.
With that whole sort of I guess angle.
Like again, I'm not saying he's like a terrible person. He's not.
Yeah, because he doesn't seem like it. Because obviously, when he was talking about in the past episode, like he was making points that like she agreed with and stuff. And it didn't seem like he was straight up like saying that just to say it.
Yeah.
Like he felt like he genuinely believed that stuff. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because straight up he was like, I don't like really talk about myself. Let's just talk about you, all right? You know.
Mm-hmm. Like in a perfect world, he'd be like, yeah, no, I'll still go out with Jen. It's still like the same person, but like, yeah, but that's not the person I was like interested in.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I'm saying like it's not. And again, maybe I'm using too many strong words.
I mean, I think the show sort of acknowledges itself. I mean, heck, when Jen makes the dating profile as She-Hulk, she's like looks at the camera like, I'm not proud of this.
Yeah.
It's like she kind of understands like, yeah, this seems a little like I'm misusing my She-Hulk stuff just to try to get laid a little bit,
or just to get on a date.
Yeah, you know,
just to like find
people,
someone. Yeah,
people like know She-Hulk more than just regular me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
people are more interested in this outward appearance of me rather than me.
Yeah,
which is like it's tied in very well with that. And again, he doesn't seem like a terrible person. He seems like at least a genuine person who's really like. Who means what he says.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's kind of shitty that... And not to him, but it's his preference.
Yeah.
That he, prefers She-Hulk over Jen. And it's like... For Jen, it's like, so you don't like me for... Not that you don't like me for me, but it's like... Okay, so is there something wrong with me as Jen, not as She-Hulk?
Yeah.
Because that's what happens later on is when she's talking to her lawyer. Because remember, she didn't, defend herself. She got someone to defend her.
Yeah.
And she's like, don't listen to that guy.
Yeah, like her lawyer is like, hey, listen, you deserve better.
Yeah. And she's right. She does.
Because I mean, again, I think that's sort of a good point at the end of the day. Like, yeah, she, Jen Walters deserves someone that likes her both as Jen and She-Hulk, not just...
One or the other.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, She-Hulk is her. She is She-Hulk. And that's basically, like I said, the whole point of the episode is her sort of more or less being like, yeah, no, She-Hulk is me. I am She-Hulk. But I'm also Jen Walters.
I can be both.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like a... In a way, you can think of it, it's like a more of an interesting take on the whole superhero persona. Yeah. It's like, I'm Spider-Man, but I'm also Peter Parker. I'm Superman, but I'm also Clark Kent.
Yeah, they aren't two different aspects. They're not two people. It's like this is all you.
The reason you do this is because this is who you are.
Yeah,
this is what you believe, right? And that is such a real cool way to have that kind of conversation in a show like this, and having being told same way but in a different way. Right? Having that conversation but told in a different aspect of it. And it's kind of super interesting in the way that's written, when you really think about it. But anyways, the episode ends, she gets her new suit, and there's a bit of a tease.
Well, I mean, I feel like technically two teases, but I think one is more important than the other.
What was one of those?
Because she gets her suits, but then the tailor gives her another suit, but you don't see it.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be her superheroing suit, because she's like, oh, I don't think I need. Just take it,
Trust me.
Yeah.
You're gonna need it.
So yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that whole tease is like for her superhero suit. I mean, I think we've already seen images of her in
Yeah.
her superhero attire. And then the second one, which I say is the more bigger one and the one that probably people more care about,
Yeah.
is they leave out a little thing. It's like, hey, who left this out here? Customer confidentiality, people. And it's Daredevil's new helmet.
Yeah. So now we know what happens to good old Daredevil.
Yeah, more or less. We're definitely gonna get to see a bit of Daredevil. Hopefully soon. You know.
Well, they've been teasing the hell out of his return too, because it's such a big deal, and like the fact that he's coming back in this show. Well, not like. Well, Daredevil is coming back in this show. We already have Matthew Murdock in Spider-Man, but like it's such a nice way to be like, hey, yeah, he's coming. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry, he's coming. And like now that we have their just recent announcements of like from D23 the Daredevil Born Again show with Vincent D'Onofrio coming back as well, and Daredevil himself obviously. So it's like they know what they're doing, especially since like out of all the Netflix series, I feel like Daredevil has been the most consistent good one, and like the one that really like broke a lot of people's expectations.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, it looks good, but we don't know. And then like the first season comes like, holy crap, that was good. And then like season 2 was but season 3 was great. And I mean, there's rumors that and I don't want to go into the rumor theory too much, but it's like, hey, yeah, they might talk about Jessica Jones. And it's like, oh, if they do, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, I think that would be kind of interesting. I mean, I didn't watch, I think, because Jessica Jones only got 2 seasons, right?
3.
3? Okay, yeah, I only watched season 1, so.
And just stick to season 1.
Yeah, because I feel like there's definitely probably some stuff that happened that, obviously, because, I don't know. It'd be neat just to get, like, because that would be one more Netflix character, because then at that point it'd be Luke Cage and Iron Fist. But I feel like there's already, like, decent setups for those two anyway.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think we might be getting a Shang-Chi sequel. If not, I mean, I think we've already discussed it a little bit. That would be an interesting way to bring back Iron Fist in a Shang-Chi sequel. Luke Cage. I mean, obviously, if Jessica Jones is being brought back into the fold, then Luke Cage would probably follow as well, since he's also a pretty major character in her storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. All things considered, it's a very interesting take. A very interesting rumor. But yeah, it's we're leaving off on a little bit of a interesting note of like, okay, what's all right, so we feel like what's coming next, but at the same time there already is like some seeds being planted of like people wanting Jen's blood and stuff. So
there's a lot of stuff, but we're kind of just focusing on character right now.
Yeah, like just character building moments, which is nice.
Because remember, there's only 9 episodes, and we're barely even reaching the halfway point.
Yeah, we are more or less at the halfway point. So it's gonna be interesting to see where the series goes, because there does seem to be some actual loose threads here, and where that leads, it might be interesting.
Yeah, no, it's I mean, I was talking this with the coworker the other day. We both feel like that She-Hulk's probably one of the best series that we've had, and it's one of the ones. And I've talked to this before, and I talked about this numerous times at this point. That this one feels like an actual show, rather than just something that
like it's there to set up stuff.
Yeah, because that was the one thing. Like, if there's nothing wrong with there being set up, but you also have to remember this is like you have to like build this up. You also have to focus on, because the best thing about like the Phase 1 thing was like they were like their own self-contained stories, yes, but they're also helping build up a bigger thing, which is like I feel like they needed to do, right? But some of them felt like too long, or like the way they, what's the word I'm looking for?
Like some of them, like
just feel like long movies.
Like they feel like more like long setup for upcoming movies. Like
Yeah.
Iron Man 2 definitely has that problem. I feel. I mean, I think most people still more or less like it, but it definitely felt like there was too many bridgings. Yeah, like obviously like bringing in Shield, showing off Black Widow, War Machine and stuff. And, like seeing that more or less the whole plot was just basically like, is Tony Stark ready to be an Avenger kind of thing?
Mm-hmm.
Not to even mention like doing stuff with like a Demon in the Bottle story, kind of, and then obviously Whiplash slash Crimson Dynamo, whatever, how they mix that together.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah, but like, but like thankfully they're take. Like my thing is like take it slow, guys. Take it slow. Doesn't have to be big and then grandiose.
Yeah, no, it's I'm interested to see where She-Hulk goes in the next couple episodes. Yeah,
and I think that's a good place to end the episode. Anyways, guys, if you guys enjoyed what we heard, be sure to follow us on all social medias: Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We're most active on Instagram. We will find a link to all podcasts that we're officially part of, like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, and all the good stuff. And you'll find a link to the YouTube for all you audio listeners out there. You can be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon, do all the good stuff that YouTube comes packed with. And be sure to support us on Patreon in any form of way. And yeah, She-Hulk 4 and 5. It's so far one of the best Marvel shows out there. And yeah, if you guys think we should keep going, we'll go. Anyways, it's been your boy Eli.
It's been me, Joe.
And you guys have a good one. Peace.